just enjoy the show, right?
This is Dan Brady hanging around.
And they always tell me, Brady, you got to appeal to the non-sports fan.
Call me a joker, call me a fool. Right at this moment, I'm totally cool, clear as a crystal.
One of the game's greatest players has engaged in a variety of acts which have stained the game.
What do you do with all those hits?
Sharp as a knife, I feel like I'm in the prime of my life.
Contributes to the perception that there is discrimination.
Sometimes it feels like I'm going too fast. I don't know how long this feeling will last. Maybe it's only tonight. Darling, I don't know why I go to extremes.
The guy who breaks the rules, the rule breakster.
Too high or too low, there ain't no in-betweens. And if I stand or I fall, it's all or nothing at all. Darling, I don't know why I go to extremes.
Come on down here, shoot the ball, and there's a shot. Save! Oh, big save! Tonight's feature story, Danny Chandler, better known as Magoo, one of the most spectacular motorcycle racers the world has ever known. An entertainer on wheels, a likable showboat, a hot dog who could back it up. Well, now Danny Chandler, he could use some support. Danny Magoo Chandler. He has a weather-beaten face. He's just 31. Life has been good to him, bad to him. Amazingly, there is still life in him.
I don't want to die now. I think about it, you know, especially when times get down, you know. But I don't want to die, generally, no.
Brady's a good Irish name.
These are the hills of Placer County. It is here where Danny Chandler hopped on a motorcycle before entering kindergarten. While other kids played football, he took to the trails. At 16, he quit school and turned pro. A teenager, racing against men.
The main thing in my mind was to be the best, you know, to be the one that nobody ever forgot, you know, to be that outstanding one, you know. And I've always been that way. The one that nobody forgets about.
He loved the roar of the crowd. He rode without fear. Sponsors wanted his name. He was living the American dream. A big house, a loving wife, a baby daughter.
I guess, you know, you feel indestructible.
He rode only with the required protection. There were no pads under his jersey. That decision haunts him to this day.
Well, I look back on the video, and if you run it in super slow motion, my accident, you can see that I get blinded by a flash. And then you can see me grab from the handlebar, and I miss the handlebar the first time, I miss it the second time. I grab it the third time, and I'm on the ground. I landed, and so I was a little bit out of control, and I just went off the track.
For the past 6 years, Danny Chandler has been dealing with life as a C4-5 quadriplegic.
It was just, I didn't want to live no more, you know. You know, I was taught to fight, taught to win, you know. I never thought I could fail, and all of a sudden, all my dreams were deserted. You know, everything. So, I tried to OD.
He tried to take his life twice. His wife left him. He rarely sees his daughter. He's had bouts with drugs. He says he's clean. In October, he lapsed into a coma. His temperature was 110. 2 weeks later, he was back on the street. He's been burdened with financial problems. He's been forced to sell his home. He's now moved back with his dad in Michigan Bluff. He's surrounded himself with adolescents who worship Magoo, or his legend. They are his caretakers.
A lot of times, you know, I've gone a week without a bath, you know, just so I can get going. You know, they get here later, you know. That gets frustrating, you know. It's not nobody's fault, but it's frustrating.
Still, he is most comfortable behind the wheel, able to drive, but the journey is just beginning.
and I know what the problem is. So just get off my butt and get going.
Sports fans, you can tell volumes about a fighter by the men and women who comprise his entourage. Inside the inner circle of Evander Holyfield is a dietitian, a dance coach, and Duva. Evander Holyfield has perhaps the most envied body in sports. He doesn't even look like a boxer. It's more like an NFL linebacker or a bodybuilder. It's not the only thing that separates Holyfield from the stereotypical boxer.
We cater. Remember, this is Team Holyfield. This is Team Holyfield. We're still in the range. You should get closer and go around.
At the helm of Team Holyfield is Lou Duva. And look at Duva. Doesn't his face spell out the words, boxing trainer? For Duva, it's been a long dream to one day be a part of a heavyweight champion. 21 years ago, Duva and his pal, the former champion, the great Rocky Marciano, well, these two guys had this plan.
We also had a dream, him and I, that one day we would put together somebody from some athlete that was a heavyweight, and preferably from a football field that maybe didn't make the football team, that had some boxing background. And we were going to go into a plan like that there and come up with 6 fighters that we could train and maybe eventually turn out to have a heavyweight champion of the world just before he got killed in a plane accident. So him and I had a real close relationship, and I still have some of his clothes at my house, in fact. But it was always our dream that one day we would turn up another heavyweight that would be the world. And whatever I do with Evander Holyfield, whatever little bit that I'm allowed to play with Evander Holyfield, and he's such a good guy to work with, that part of that will belong to Rocky, too. You gonna make George throw punches at you? You're gonna be in trouble.